The gold Krugerrand coin has enjoyed worldwide popularity since it was first issued in 1967 with the same simple and classic design we find today in the Silver Krugerrand coin. Now, 2018 Silver Krugerrands marked the first year for this popular South African coin as a brilliant uncirculated silver coin for stackers, and I'm happy to have scored a full tube from Orlando Coin Exchange. Let's go ahead and have a look at this classic silver coin here on the channel, coming right up. Today's video is sponsored by Traction Uranium, stock ticker symbol TRCTF. The uranium bull market is upon us and Traction is poised to deliver. Check out the entire video for details. While the Krugerrand has been around for a long time now, it has been a relatively short time period that stackers of physical precious metals could get their hands on the classic South African coins in a brilliant uncirculated version that competes with the American Silver Eagle coin, the Canadian Silver Maple Leaf, and several other popular bullion coins as a method of holding wealth in silver in coin form, that is, backed by the issuing government. There are 2017 versions of the Silver Krugerrand out there on the market. Most of them are in proof form, and there's likely other commemoratives, but 2018 does mark the first year that you can buy them in BU. Now, I walked into Orlando Coin Exchange about 2 weeks back looking to buy a tube of silver Canadian maple leaves when my coin dealer told me to have a look at these Krugerrands he just took in. I said, why not? Let's have a look at them, and if they are slightly cheaper than the maples I came to buy, then, maybe I'll go that route. Now, once I popped the top to inspect them, I was quickly surprised to see that these were 2018 Silver Krugerrands, and so I happily decided to make the purchase even after noticing some milk spotting on some of the coins. Now, the odd thing about silver, and this really gets people going in the comment section from time to time, is the old adage that an ounce of silver is an ounce of silver. Or is it? Now, let me explain, okay? If I were to take these Krugerrands and melt them down, I'd be left with silver. If I were to pop open a tube of American Silver Eagles and melt them down, I'd also be left with silver. So please tell me why I need to pay more or pay less for one or the other when at the end of the day, each coin in my hand is 1 ounce of silver. Now I'm going to get to that. When silver coins are minted, you're buying a product that is backed by the full faith and credibility of the nation's name stamped upon that coin. And not all coins are created equal. Typically, coins have security features. These security features make it harder to counterfeit the coins and offer an additional layer of trust for the consumer. That is why on this channel I like to make the distinction that silver is not just silver. It's really honestly far from the truth. The fact is, people buy silver, and 1 ounce of silver is 1 ounce of silver in the hand, but the people who buy and sell silver coins, silver bars, or rounds, they all have different preferences for what they like to buy and hold. And when you include people into anything, it always gets more complicated. Decisions are usually made with the I. You. We tend to buy what we like, right? And I do say that a lot on the channel, and I hear other YouTubers saying the same thing. Buy what you like. Different countries, however, have different rules when it comes to taxing silver coins. In my home state of Florida, a Krugerrand is taxed if the total value of the purchase price is less than $500. However, I can buy a single American Eagle for much less than $500 and owe no tax at all on that purchase. All 50 states in these United States are different, and outside of the United States, it gets even more complicated when it comes to taxation with VAT in Europe or value-added tax, which may apply or it may not apply to buying 1 ounce of silver in overseas countries. It really just depends on where you're from. So what I'm trying to say is that sometimes one particular coin may cost more than the other just based off where it was made. Preference for design, tax implications, availability, and demand are just several factors that determine the fiat value of a particular silver coin. Just remember that silver is silver when it is melted down, but if it's in coin form, it's not really the case. Now, I personally like the Silver Krugerrand, and I find the coin to be a pretty good value for someone looking to hold silver coins at a lower premium over spot than some of the other popular options I've mentioned earlier in the video. One other reason beside the lower premium is that the Silver Krugerrand is a simple and classic design with very low reflectivity. Comparing the Silver Krugerrand, for instance, to the modern Silver Britannia, again, both 1 ounce of 3/9 fine silver, is really night or day to me. While one is simple and has a lot of free space on the coin, the Britannia is loaded with all sorts of stuff, many different various features, some of them security features, and the coin itself is quite reflective, which may be a big selling point to one person, but to someone else could be a total put-off. The third reason that comes to mind why the Silver Krugerrand is pretty popular is the lack of a British monarch on the coin. Now, I get it, the sun never set on the British Empire. There are a lot of countries and I don't even know what your Commonwealth countries out there that, pay homage to the king or the queen, right? Well, not everyone really likes that out there that likes to buy and hold silver and gold. And so the Krugerrand does offer, stackers another option that you don't have to deal with the monarch. Now, I personally don't care, but for those that do care, you got to compare it. Do you want to look at King Charles or do you want to look at good old Paul Kruger? The point is, once again, people have preferences, and those preferences drive demand. Some may like this more than the other, and the one they like more tends to have a higher price. So what are your thoughts on the classic Krugerrand, and do you hold silver Krugerrands in your stack? Please let me know down below in the comments section. Today's video sponsor once more is Traction Uranium, and in the remaining minutes of this video, I'd like to introduce you to this young, growing energy company. Nuclear energy, as you know, is making a comeback. The United States, Europe, and even Japan have come to the realization that renewable energy, while clean and efficient, falls drastically short of meeting residential and commercial requirements for power these days. Russia's invasion of Ukraine and the subsequent consequences of this ongoing war continue to impact the price of oil. We're actually seeing prices go up pretty good right now, thanks to Saudi Arabia cutting back their production. Now, this is driving governments to reconsider their own energy independence for consumer price stability, but also, and probably more importantly, for their own national security. As countries across the world work to achieve this, renewed interest in nuclear power has prompted increased investment in maintaining and building nuclear power reactors. Now, many new reactors have already been scheduled in nations such as China and India, and there are 2 reactors coming online soon in the state of Georgia here in the United States, all of which require a safe supply chain of fuel for their reactors. The fuel that powers the world's reactors is uranium, a heavy metal that has been used as an abundant source of concentrated energy for over 60 years. As the United States, Europe, and Japan move away from Russian oil and look for alternatives to fossil fuels, uranium has once more entered a bull market. One of the reasons that the bull market is here is a big problem, and that big problem is that Russia and countries that are associated with Russia, like Kazakhstan, they are the world's leading exporters of uranium. Okay, so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to try to wean yourself off of Russian oil, but be stuck on Russian uranium. Traction Uranium, stock ticker symbol TRCTF, is poised to capitalize on rapidly increasing demand for uranium through drilling and exploration in Canada's Athabasca Basin in Saskatchewan. The basin is well known for its high-grade near-surface uranium deposits and is home to 10 of the 15 highest-grade uranium deposits in the world. Not only is uranium abundant here, it also happens to be on average 20 times more pure in this area than that of international alternatives. Traction currently manages 3 projects within the basin containing nearly 16% of the world's known uranium. The first of these projects is the Key Lake South project, which was first discovered in 1970 and conveniently located just 6 kilometers from the Key Lake Uranium Mill, which is the world's largest uranium production center. Okay, so very close to where the stuff actually gets processed. It's like discovering oil very near a large refinery. Now, this last May, Traction Uranium commissioned Aurora Geosciences to complete a NI 43-101 technical report on the Key Lake South project. Aurora provided geological services to complete the recent 2023 drill program at Key Lake South and was responsible for managing the drilling component of that program. Lester Esteban, Traction Uranium's chief executive officer, was pleased with the work Aurora Geosciences contributed towards completing the Winter 23 Key Lake South drilling program with promising results from several drill holes, and we'll talk about that now. These recent discoveries of the Triple R and Arrow deposits have demonstrated potential for high-grade uranium prospects along the very southern ridge of the basin. In the fall field program, the research team discovered 2 new highly radioactive zones providing drill samples of black soil that through later lab analysis revealed high-grade uranium mineralization at 0.93%. Now that's pretty good, and this is pretty big news as well, as it indicates that Traction is on the verge of a large-scale discovery in this historic zone. In addition to uranium deposits, other rare earth metals, nickel and cobalt, have been discovered at nearby Zimmer Lake. Zimmer Lake is in the very near vicinity of where these drill samples took place. Similar to mining for gold and discovering silver or copper in the process of mining for gold, the possibility of additional valuable rare earth metals famously required for the production of EV batteries is a real and present popular option and would further propel Traction's success in the area. Another project known as the Hardy Bay Project is comprised of 6 mineral claims covering approximately 10,600 hectares of land. Now, this project is located on the northwestern side of the basin in the Beaver Lodge Uranium City District. The team completed 14 diamond drill holes for over 1,300 meters of diamond drilling during the winter of 2022, discovering telltale signs of uranium mineralization. The Hardy Bay Quartz Degradation Research Program is currently analyzing the core samples that were collected from those 14 drill holes using a novel vectoring technique pioneered by Traction's technical advisor, Dr. Wanmin Pan, and in collaboration with the University of Saskatchewan has developed this new novel way of sampling for uranium. A third project known as the Grease River Project is also underway by Traction in the basin. Now, historical radioactive boulders have already been discovered in the sandstone here, as well as in the basement rock. However, limited exploration has been conducted in the property area at this time, with airborne geophysical surveys scheduled, as well as ground radiometrics and boulder sampling planned for later in 2023. Now, Traction stock is trading at about 24 cents per share at the time of this video, and it was founded in July of 2020 with its headquarters in beautiful Vancouver, Canada. The company does offer energy investors an opportunity to gain exposure to new uranium discoveries and subsequently processing here in North America, where the United States Congress, as well as the nation of Canada, is very interested in begin sourcing its uranium. It just makes more sense to buy local. All right, so rival company discoveries have been pretty substantial in the basin, and we've seen share price appreciation upon those announced discoveries as high as 500%. Okay, so the bull market and global supply glut of uranium can be quite compelling to investors upon a big discovery, and Traction is very close here. As with all investments, however, investing in small cap uranium exploration and production companies does come with risk. I would highly encourage you to conduct your own due diligence and research before investing in any stock, and I will provide a host of links as well as information in the video description section for you to view and review and potentially learn more about this growing North American energy exploration company that is on the brink of something big. I'd like to thank Traction Uranium for sponsoring today's video, and I do hope to see you all back again soon with more precious and base metal stacking and investing information. Really hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you think of the Silver Krugerrands, and I'll see you soon on another video.
Thank you for watching our video. I hope you subscribe to our YouTube channel.